How do we build safe, welcoming schools, right? And we all know the statistics, right? We know the stories, right? We know what we hear about violence, young people. We know what makes the headlines. The problem that we have as a country is that we tend to look at young people one of two ways, right? They're either victims or potential victims that we need to protect, or they're perpetrators that we need to punish. Right, so we turn our schools into prisons, right, literally with metal detectors and police officers. Right, we medicate young people, we suspend them. Or, even more dangerous, we tend to talk about young people's potential. Right, so-and-so is going to be a great artist or a great writer or a great athlete someday. Which is sort of like saying, you're not a great athlete or a great writer or a great leader now. And so our question today is, what would it look like to invite young people to be powerful in a positive way? So in our language, what would it look like to invite young people to be peacemakers? School culture matters, right? We all know that, right? Schools aren't just a collection of their parts. They have a wholeness to them, right? John Dewey used to write about schools' concurrent curriculum or the invisible curriculum. Right? What schools teach, not by what's in their textbooks, but how are students welcomed into the building, how are teachers treated as professionals. Young people are part of creating that culture. There's this young man named Wei who didn't speak any English when he started a school in Philadelphia and was brutally bullied. I mean, food thrown at him, beat up by other students. And what he realized is that it wasn't the students' fault. It was a culture, a broader culture that was making that okay. And they were all just victims of the same issue. So he organized a walkout of this school. For 8 days, those students showed up at their building, sometimes with teacher support, thank you teachers, and said, we cannot learn in this environment, we cannot teach in this environment, and it needs to change. They got a new administration, tolerance education for all of the faculty and students, right? A group of students changed the culture. And every single young person that I've interviewed has talked about that adult. The teacher, the counselor, the coach. And what they talk about is not that they drove them hard or that they believed in them, which they certainly did. But what they say again and again is that these adults took me seriously. When I was 18, that's what I had. That adult who believed in me. That adult who didn't think it was crazy that a teenager wanted to create a district-wide peace education program. So please, please continue being that adult in young people's lives, because that is how we will transform the world. Thank you.